Okay, so there's been a lot of reports coming out about Jeffrey Epstein that have been ignored by mainstream corporate media, publicly available information that I've only seen a few people talk about from reporting from Dropsite News, Ryan Grimm, and who was the other person? Murtaza Hussain. So I want to talk about it. And like this whole Israeli intelligence thing, when I first heard about it a few years ago, I was like, yeah, maybe, like, okay, maybe. Like, I, at the beginning, when all of this started coming out about Epstein and everybody, I was like, okay, yeah, I figured it was the same group of usual suspects that are that have surrounded Epstein publicly, like Trump, Andrew Windsor Mountbatten, formerly the Prince, um, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, blah 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 blah. Usual suspects. Those model agency guys and the French guy, like, yeah. Anyways, all those people, I thought, yeah, I was like, yeah, 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 and then I was like, maybe there's a few people that we don't know about, but they'll probably come out sometime. Maybe they won't. The longer this fucking goes on without coming out and all of this fucking shit, bro, I'm like, oh, it's way deeper than I thought, or like, and a lot of the conversations surrounding Jeffrey Epstein for a while have been very conspiracy laden, and it's has been very easy to be like, oh, to brush things off and like not inherently believe them. But the more stuff comes out, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This shit is this shit's fucked up. Okay, so Caitlin Johnstone, this is a tweet from her. One of the craziest things happening right now is how there's been report after report after report showing that Epstein really was an Israeli intelligence operative based on publicly available documents, and yet it's had no measurable impact on mainstream media or politics, which is very true. I haven't seen anybody talk about this other than a few people talking about the reporting of Ryan Grimm and Murtaza Hussain for Dropsite News. And it's fucking ridiculous. It's at this point it has to be like there has to be some sort of journalistic malpractice placed upon the media, because the press is a pillar of democracy. Without the press, you like it's one. If you get rid of the press, it's one of the first things to go when democracy dies. And the press is not doing their job. The mainstream corporate media is beholden to corporate interests, billionaires, and fucking the and along party lines. Like, journalists and reporters, the people you see on the news, should not be partisan. They should be the only thing that they should be beholden to is the truth. The press should not be beholden to anybody or anything except the truth. That's what the press is for. And when the press dies, democracy will soon die after it. And we have to start asking for more out of the media, because this is not enough. Like, this is malpractice. You need to start calling things how they are. You need to start showing us the world how it is. This is not what you're here for. Fluff pieces and scripts and just pre-approved positions are not what the press is there for. I released a video earlier today, and it was all about certain journalists that I feel are compromised and beholden to different interests and different people in politics. And we need to start asking for more. There's no reason that we should be turning on the news and the anchors are former mouthpieces for presidents who committed war crimes. Like, what the fuck? So I pulled all these up. Like I said, the farther this goes, the deeper it gets. Everything that more comes out, This goes deeper than I could have ever fucking imagined. And it's looking more and more like Jeffrey Epstein was Israeli intelligence. And when Steve Bannon came out and said that the deal that Jeffrey Epstein got was because he was intelligence, that sweetheart deal is looking like such. Like there, Jeffrey Epstein used his political network and financial resources to help broker a security cooperation agreement between the governments of Israel and Mongolia, according to a trove of leaked emails from former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. That's who I was talking about earlier. This new set of emails between Barak and Epstein has largely been ignored by the mainstream press, but includes crucial new context on Epstein's operation. So this report is from September 28th. Have you seen the news talk about this? No. Epstein's activities in Mongolia show for the first time that he facilitated a deal that led to a security agreement between Israel and other nations. Although the emails lack cryptographic signatures, they contain a vast amount of unpublished private photographs and documents from Barak and his inner circle, including information that was not publicly known at the time. Messages spanning from 2013 to 2016 show intimate, oftentimes daily correspondence between Barak and Epstein. Their conversations address political and business strategy as Epstein coordinated meetings for Barak with other members of his elite circles. So they do a really good job of showing everything. They compile all of the everything. Jesus Christ. People need to give up the guns. Like, seriously. What? Okay. Next, Jeffrey Epstein and Mossad. How the sex trafficker helped Israel build a back channel to Russia amid Syrian civil war. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Go lay down. Go lay down, please. Jeffrey Epstein and Mossad. How the sex trafficker helped Israel build a back channel to Russia amid Syrian civil war. Hacked emails show how Jeffrey Epstein and the former Israeli Prime Minister Iraq tried to engineer a Russian-led solution to remove Bashar al-Assad, which is a name I haven't heard in a while. Jeffrey Epstein facilitated efforts to open a back channel between Israel and the Kremlin during the Syrian civil war, according to leaked emails from former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. Between 2013 and 2016, the trove of emails exchanged at the height of the Syrian civil war between 2013 and 2016 reveal Epstein's successful efforts to secure a private meeting between Barak and Russian President Vladimir Putin to discuss a Russian brokered end to the conflict, including winning Russian support for negotiated removal of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The current president of Syria is extremely pro-Israel, so you can theorize as to why they would want that. These efforts also provided cover for covert diplomacy on behalf of the Israeli government. Together, Barak and Epstein sought to pressure the Obama administration to either intervene directly in the Syrian war or make concessions to the Kremlin in exchange for Assad's graceful exit. In their exchanges, Epstein expressed his frustration at the Obama administration's failures to contain Tehran, as the two men searched for opportunities to promote U.S. strikes on Iran. Just evil fucking people. Like, I don't understand how these people can just, like, discuss life as if it's so meaningless. Like, people's lives are that, like, oh. After their failed attempt to remove Assad, Barack and Epstein sought to leverage the Russian channel again in 2015 as Barack pushed for U.S. strikes on Iran and rejected Obama's nuclear deal framework. Barack failed to convince the Obama administration to change course. The plot, nevertheless, illustrated Epstein's knack for steering the superpowers towards Israel's interests. God, that legacy lives on? Jesus, fuck. Hello, Jonathan Greenblatt. Like, fuck. Christ. Okay, Jesus Christ. These people are fucking sick in the head. Like, Israel's interest by leveraging a social network that intersected the Israeli, American, and Russian intelligence communities. And again, they go on to report how they got this, all the evidence, what happened. Okay, so Jeffrey Epstein helped Israel sell a surveillance state to the Côte d'Ivoire. English speakers, that's the Ivory Coast. At the end of his tenure as Israel's defense minister, after his supposed retirement, Barack embraced a role as a salesman of Israeli security services to embattled governments, opening the door for Israeli intelligence leaders to shape the security apparatuses of several African nations, including the country of the Côte d'Ivoire. Transforming unrest into cash flow in the case of Côte d'Ivoire involved brokering deals between the Israeli state and the embattled West African nation. New details about Epstein's role in Israeli intelligence operations in Africa have emerged from two sets of documents, an archive of leaked emails released by the Handala hacking group. The latter set includes Epstein's personal emails and appointment calendars, which provide clear evidence of Epstein's involvement in Israel's West African security negotiations in 2012. So, almost everything that we've read about so far was after his sweetheart deal that he got caught for sex trafficking and being a pedophile and was put on house arrest. And like, all of this was after that. So he should have been in jail. So, I mean, it just... This is just so fucking... While Barack was still Israel's defense minister, so that the negotiations in 2012 was when Barack was still Israel's defense minister. As in Mongolia, Epstein and Barack's private deal-making evolved seamlessly into an official security agreement between Israel and the Côte d'Ivoire in 2014. Since the agreement was signed over a decade ago, President Alassane Ouattara has tightened his grip on power, banning public demonstrations and arresting peaceful protesters. In this October's election, the octogenarian... I'm going to fucking scream. Most of the world's problems are caused by old men who will not let go of power. The octogenarian, which means a man in his 80s, won a fourth term in defiance of the constitutional term limits. Who's that sound like? While opposition candidates were barred from participation. He's like, I won for a fourth time, even though I didn't let anybody else run. Oh well. Under Ouattara, since 2011, freedoms of opinion, thought, and expression have been criminalized. So, just speech. He said it has become forbidden to criticize the head of the state. Well, he's a bitch ass. And that's Canadian freedom for you. True, north, strong, and free, bitch. So again, they go to show everything. Some great reporting from on Dropsite News from Murtaza Hussain and Ryan Grimm, and these are the only journalists and the I see Breaking Points talk about it because Ryan Grimm works for Breaking Point, so and Breaking Points is pretty good at keeping up with things, but why is this not? Why are these things? Why are these not big ticket news items? Especially when this is a bipartisan base support to release the Epstein files. It's not just Democrats or liberals or whatever. It's everybody almost everybody across the political aisle that's not completely beholden to dementia-ridden fool in diapers or pedophiles themselves. Everybody except those people are fucking for the release of the Epstein files. We all want that. That's a big thing that everybody wants. Jeffrey Epstein helped broker Israeli security agreement with Mongolia. Jeffrey Epstein and the Mossad. How the sex trafficker helped Israel build a back channel to Russia amid Syrian civil war. Jeffrey Epstein helped Israel sell a surveillance state to Cote d'Ivoire. Israeli spies stayed in weeks at a time with Jeffrey Epstein in Manhattan. These need to be the news should be they should be 24 hours all the time. We need to talk about this. Why is the news not talking about how there's evidence coming out about Jeffrey Epstein being confirmed as Israeli intelligence? What the fuck? Where is everybody? What the fuck? All right, this is just fucking. Like I said, journalistic malpractice. This is just not these people. These are great, but I'm talking about people on MSNBC, people on fucking CNN, which is, oh my god, low bar over there. But where are you? Where are you? Jake Tapper released an entire book about how Joe Biden was probably demented, and it's okay, cool. Yeah, the old grandpa who's in his 80s is fucking old and senile and doesn't have the wherewithal to be president again. That's obvious. Everybody with eyes and ears can see that. We all have sense, common sense. Well, it's actually not too common to have common sense. So, which is evidenced by the fucking Trump regime. Trump has no common sense. Epstein's personal calendars revealed that a senior Israeli intelligence officer with personal ties to Jesus Christ. The CIA is a terrorist organization, and you need to. That's what you need to doge the fuck out of your fucking government. The CIA needs to go. Again, with the conspiracy theories, CIA is Al Qaeda is CIA. It's getting more and more hard to disagree with that conspiracy because Trump literally had a former Al Qaeda member in the Oval Office yesterday, taking pictures with generals, fucking playing basketball with art. I don't. The war on terror was always bullshit to me, but it's very clear it wasn't. It didn't mean anything to you people. Meanwhile, you're talking about Sohran Mamdani is a fucking jihadist. You had one. You have somebody that was wanted by the FBI or CIA for $10 million. Up to $10 million was the bounty on this man's head because he was Al Qaeda. What? I thought that you spent 20 years with the war on terror. What? I've thought this for a while and I've said it before, but it's so evident like more now than ever, it's just a fact that terrorism is defined in the eyes of the oppressor. That is case done. Point like that's it. That's fact. That's proven fact now. Because if like you terrorist is just a label for somebody that the American public the American government doesn't like. Benjamin Netanyahu is a fucking terrorist. He gets the fucking red carpet laid out for him. Fucking Vladimir Putin, all the shit that he's done. Like what I think, well, I mean, it's pretty clear that as long as your complexion matches mine, then you're probably not going to be labeled as a terrorist. Okay. Epstein's personal calendars reveal that a senior Israeli intelligence officer with personal ties to former CIA director Leon Panetta lived at Epstein's Manhattan apartment for multiple stretches between 2013 and 2016 after the sweetheart deal was made. Thank you, Acosta. When cross-referenced with emails leaked from the inbox of former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, a portrait emerges of Epstein at the nexus of high-ranking intelligence officials in both the U.S. and Israel. This also adds another layer to the sex trafficking ring, and of course it's because he's a fucking pervert, but when you think about potential blackmail with these things, I mean, obviously it'd be a huge scandal for anybody. I mean, who was it that came out and said that? Oh, Howard Lutnick or Howard Nutlicker. He fucking came out and said he was he was Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor in New York, and he basically fucking came out and said that he thought that he had video evidence on people as blackmail, which is coming it seems to be very fucking true at this point. Very fucking true, because he's connected to Israeli intelligence. A portrait emerges of Epstein at the nexus of high-ranking intelligence officials in both the U.S. and Israel. That's insane. The sex trafficker. That's not that. This is sickening, and not the good way. Meanwhile, we're left wondering why the rest of the media, which has demonstrated no lack of excitement when it comes to the saga of Jeffrey Epstein, has all of a sudden lost its reporting capacity in the face of reams of publicly available newsworthy documents. A question for editors reading this newsletter. What are you doing? I have the same fucking question. What the fuck are you doing? In my opinion, it's journalistic malpractice. And I've said it multiple times in this video, but and I will keep on fucking saying it, because that's what it is. Do your jobs. We need to keep on top. As the people need to keep on top of this, because if the press is not going to stand up for us and stand up for the people, what they're there for, to actually accurately tell the unbiased truth, then what the fuck are they, what is the point of them? I don't understand. We need to keep on top of this. Keep on top of this. We need to keep pushing for journalists and Congress members and Senate members to be pushing this. This should be the top ticket issue, because everything that this is deep fucking corruption. When you talk about, when the fucking right talks about the swamp, rarely am I speechless, but I'm a yapper, and I don't have any words for this. Have a good night. Keep your eyes open.